What's up, guys? Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This video honestly doesn't really have too... Okay. Actually gonna shut the truck off here because there's a little something that I would like to get fixed, and I need to hear what I'm trying to tell you guys, or I guess you guys need to hear. But you see this truck comes with LED headlights. Some of the, later, all the new Cascadias, most all the new Cascadias come with LED headlights, and then some of the later models in this older body style have LED headlights. Well, these, as I've been driving down these country roads, for about an hour, I've noticed they're massively out of adjustment. I'm going to try to see if I could fix it, and I don't know exactly how to adjust the headlights on these trucks. I don't even know if these are factory headlights, to be honest. Honestly, I don't even see any way to adjust these things, but they're pointed way too high, and you get people flashing you, other trucks, you're flashing you. I'm like, it's like I can't do anything about it because that's the low beam. The low beam's on, and for whatever reason they're just adjusted way too high. And there's got to be some kind of way to adjust that, so we're gonna try to figure this out together here. Got 30 more minutes, and the sun's coming up, but it's still dark enough to where I have to use headlights. Of course, I'm in a place where there's hardly any service. I've got 1 bar of 4G, so pulled up over here next to this shop, this truck shop, and I'm sure people are gonna be like, oh, you got your hood popped, so must have an issue. But I don't. I'm just trying to adjust my headlights so they don't blind people. This would be great if I can open it. I see that's got this one screw, but I don't know if that's an adjustment screw or if that's holding that ground on. It might be holding that ground, but we're gonna try to find out, because this side's the high beam, this side's the low beam. Okay, so I kind of was looking around. I'm never gonna be able to load that video, but I was looking around the headlight here. You could actually, if you give a long Phillips head screwdriver, you go in through the side, and that's your up and down adjustment on the headlights. So I don't know if you guys can see, but right in here there's a screw all the way back there, and that's what you use to adjust your headlights up and down on this truck. So since I'm just tired of being flashed, and I do a little bit of night driving, I don't do so much evening night driving, but I do a lot of morning night driving. We need to get these bad boys adjusted. So hopefully, I don't know if the screwdriver will be long enough. You gotta have kind of a long one to get in there. And it's not quite long enough. That's nice. All right, so I went in the gas station and I got a regular screwdriver. It actually has a little bit thinner handle, and got the truck facing this wall now so we can see what we're doing, see if we've got any more adjustment. These headlights might not have any adjustment. That might be why they're left so high. They're truck light brand, so they're aftermarket. I don't see them moving at all. Yeah, it's not even gonna move. That sucks. Oh, that was stripped. No, maybe it's not. There's like 0 adjustment on these. Oh, here we go. At least we're moving this one down. I've seen trucks with some bright, headlights, and I don't let it bother me really, but Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it sucks. Especially when it's completely dark. Like right now, it's lightened up so much since I got here. It's really not that bad. Here we go. Turn it to the left and they drop. So we get that evened up with the other one. Actually, we'll make the driver's side just a little bit lower. I'm gonna step back here, take a quick look. It's just kind of this courteous stuff that you want, you know, when you're driving. You don't like people bright lighting you. So that might be a little bit better. We'll see. Now before I adjusted it, the high beams really didn't make too much of a difference. So let's see if okay, so that's a lot better. I think that just that little bit of an adjustment should help quite a bit. I'm not quite sure as far as semi trucks go, you know, how far you need to be from the wall that you're using, but with a car, you know, you get a pretty good distance away, and you just want to make sure your beams are pretty much the same. Looks like these were never touched. They were kind of thrown into the truck, I would imagine, and just left there. So they never had any adjustment because they were all the way up. So they just needed to come down a little bit, and that should make a pretty good difference with other people on the road. Now, Truck Light makes good aftermarket products, you know, so it's not really the product. You know, it's just the fact that nobody adjusted it when they put these in the truck. So you can't just slap headlights. You know, I don't care if you're putting them in a semi truck or putting them in your car. You can't just slap aftermarket headlights in and then you know, call it good. You got to adjust them, or else you're going to be blinding people, or you're not going to be able to see very well yourself, or whatever the case may be. So hopefully this helps for when I drive tomorrow morning, because I'll leave early to head back home. And for me, I think it looks a lot better than it did. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, that's how you adjust the headlights on your Cascadia. I think it's like, what's the older model Cascadia? They call this like the P1 Cascadia, I think. But yeah, the older body style, not the 2018 and up, but the older body style Cascadia. You know, that's how you adjust the headlights. It might be the same on the new one. I don't know. I'll have to look. But let's go ahead and get back at it. You know, you guys might be like, man, that, you know, you're taking a lot of time out of your day. Of course, I did. That was like an extra 12 minutes, you know, that I lost. I was going to get there around 6 o'clock. Now it's going to be 6:12. But, you know, in my opinion, that doesn't matter. You know, what's frustrating about driving different trucks every day is, like, you'll fix one thing on one truck and you won't see it again for, you know, a good couple of weeks. And, you know, some people will be like, well, you're wasting your time, you know, fixing that on that truck, and you know, you're not going to drive it again. It's not your truck. But in my opinion, you know, not only is this fixing it for the situation right now, and, you know, you probably can't see it on video, but I can actually see there's a huge difference in where my light beam is. It's actually on the ground instead of pointing towards the sky. Before, it was just like shooting towards the moon, you know, lighting up everything up there, and that's probably why everybody was getting all pissed off, you know, about being blinded, because it looked like I had my high beams on the whole time, and I'm like, you know, I don't. So I had to, you know, turn my whole headlights off every time I pass somebody, so I'm not blinding them, because nobody likes that. You know, I don't like it. You know, I'm sure you guys don't like it. And sometimes you can't really help it. Some vehicles you can't, but if you can adjust your lights, adjust them. You know, I'm fixing this for me, for today. You know, for in the morning when I drive home, when I leave at 3 a.m. You know, it's going to be dark for a couple hours, and I'm going to be on the highway, so I'm fixing it for that. And, you know, I'm fixing it for the next driver down the road, so he's not getting flashed constantly. And, you know, he may not know how to fix it, you know, or may not even care. I don't know. Alright, so I'm at this delivery spot. You guys have seen it. It's the one in the alley. And just wanted to kind of go over a few reasons why, you know, there's certain spots that we don't like sometimes. And this is it. So we've got this, which they offer, this is their ramp, the wood one's theirs, which is all right, but this step right here with the curb jumper right there like that, this is the most sketchy, dangerous thing. Like, if that slips and you just, the dolly can just take you with it, which I know, I'm sure people have worse, you know, I'm not saying that it's the worst thing in the world, but it's like stuff like that. It's like, build, you know, another step, or have a concrete ramp poured or something, you know, to make that a little bit better. And I guess it wouldn't be so bad if all of the asphalt around it wasn't so torn up. All right, so here's a few things with this load in particular that I kind of want to touch base on that you guys will probably run into. And really the reason why the trailer is such a mess, and I'm only able to film this today because it's a shorter route. It's not as full today, so I have some extra time to do this. So otherwise, you know, people are going to be commenting. Don't comment down below, you know, how do you have time to video this, or why are you videoing this, or whatever. I just want people to see, you know, I want you guys to know what you're gonna be doing once you get into this job, because, you know, it's not, I'm gonna say, it's not really a hard job, you know, it's physically demanding, yeah, but here's kind of the stuff, the real world stuff you're gonna have to put up with. So I've got a 48-foot trailer, and they only had it filled probably to, I guess, where these boxes are, so they had all that room left. They chose to give me one pallet of refrigerated. So we've got our bulkhead here. This is going into the freezer. Typically we have another section, you know, another little bulkhead that splits off right here, and that's the refrigerated. So I've got 11 stops, and they decided one pallet was good. Let's stuff all 11 stops on one pallet. So every stop I have to make, and I've not gotten a chance to where I could actually get it to where I could just put it stop by stop on the pallet. I've had to downstack and restack the, you know, the product. So I'm about ready to move all this lettuce back on to the top of the pallet, and, you know, I'll have to keep doing that until I'm able to actually reorganize that pallet. And here's more stop 6. So yeah, we just had to move all this over to get to these last 2 boxes here and these last 3 packages of pizza boxes, and we could finally get everything loaded up and get taken into that that door. All right, so we've got all of this stuff that's not pizza boxes stacked up here. Of course, I had to find the last 2 boxes, had to slide them out the bottom. So now we go backwards. This is really why this stop is like probably my least favorite. This whole reason right here. All right, and speaking of pizza boxes, here's a tip that I'm going to give you guys that I learned. Actually, one of my trainers taught me. Pizza boxes were my enemy for a while, and that's just because I was trying to stack it on a dolly standing up. The easiest way to do pizza boxes, you know, in my opinion, everybody's got a different way. Most everybody here does it this way, is lay your dolly down on the ground, just like so. And start off with your smaller but heavier pizza box on the bottom. Then put a couple of those. And then we'll put these lighter, you know, skinny pizza boxes, because, you know, those don't make a good base because they're floppy. So it'll end up just bending over the blade of the dolly, and, you know, just falling back off again, and then you got to pick them back up. And pizza boxes were my biggest enemy for the longest time, because I could not figure out how to stack them to where I would be able just to take them in. But now that I figured this out, I can get you another heavy one, and we've got all of our pizza boxes loaded up just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, 2 different sizes. And if you don't have this many pizza boxes, say you ended here, get you a box of tomato sauce or something that's heavy that's also going inside, and put it on top, because having that weight on top, it really makes a difference, because you're holding down the rest of the boxes. So we're going to take it down the ramp like so, nice and easy, especially on terrain like this, and we're just going to pull it on up into the door. Just makes it a lot simpler loading the dolly while it's laying flat. And you could do that with flour if you really need to. And you could do it with heavy boxes of sauces, soda boxes, you know, whatever you might need. Put it down, and then you've got a nicely stacked stack of pizza boxes. And a little story about this place. I'm sure you guys remember a couple videos back, I left my truck unlocked and I got my duffel bag stolen out of the passenger side in the cab. Well, last week I was overexcited to get out of the truck or whatever, and I ended up locking my keys in the cab of the truck. So I went from one extreme to the other. So yeah, don't do that. All right, we got our route done. All 11 stops completed. Really easy day, to be honest. Just really hot outside. We are parked bobtail over here at the hotel. Got a little nail in our tire on our drives back here, so hopefully I don't hear anything leaking. I put some water on it and didn't see anything bubbling, so we should be all right, but I'll have to write that up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back in Springfield, Missouri. We've got the truck backed into a spot over here. They'll come and grab it whenever they're ready to unload. And he's actually just walked over here to come and grab the truck and get it over to the door and have them start unloading that. And there she goes. So all that being said, guys, that brings us pretty much to the end of the video. I'm just gonna head back home, get my stuff unpacked, enjoy my day off tomorrow, and unwind. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all in the next video. Take care.